Ready to go.
Okay. Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hopefully, everyone had a good weekend. So, today we are going to be starting off our session. And sorry, Pina, you hit record now. So it's not just
Yes.
about pickers. Perfect. So, we're going to be talking about all about AI. AI, I know, can be overwhelming to a lot of people, but it's also very interesting. There's a lot that we can learn from AI. So today, my conversation is more so going to be about the way you see AI. And it really should be more as seeing it as your assistant versus your replacement. So oftentimes, a lot of people think that AI is going to replace our role or take over our role. And that is so far from the truth. What you do want to recognize is that AI is a part of the future. It's part of right now. And so you want to look at ways to strategically implement that into your business so that you can be more efficient and you can be more effective. So anytime I talk, I like to have more of a conversation. So feel free to chime in with your questions. I'm going to keep the chat conversation here open to look out, but I want to hear from you guys. If if AI could take over one task for you in your real estate business, what would it be? So either put it in the chat or unmute, but I want to hear from you guys. If AI could take over one task in your business, what would it be? Okay. So as we continue on, I want to hear from you guys again. How do you guys currently feel about AI? How do you feel about AI in your business right now? Do you feel nervous? Are you more curious? Are you excited? You're already implementing it and loving it? Are you already using it? Okay, so some people want to, so Hannah would love it to take over lead gen. Okay. Lucy, you feel comfortable, but ready for some growth? Okay, so you guys are already familiar with me, but just a little bit about me. I'm based in the Hamilton area. I'm currently in Thunder Bay right now, but I'm actually coming back locally in the next 6 weeks, so I'm excited to be close to everybody again. But part of the things that have helped me be more involved with AI is that I've done a certification. So actually an AI certified real estate agent. So I've done this training to know how to use AI specifically for real estate agents. And so that is part of what I use in order to help other agents help people grow and basically just manage your business better. So what you want to think of AI is basically AI is your coach as well. You want to use it to be asking better questions. A lot of people, well, not as many people ask questions to AI. So it's not just about giving it a prompt and getting it to do a task for you, but it's really good at asking questions. So you want to, if you give it something to do, let's say you say, make me a listing presentation for my real estate business. What you want to then do is ask it questions. So ask it, how can I make this more engaging? Or how can I get better leads from this? You want to say, how can I um, diversify this to different areas in Ontario or different types of clients or buyers or whatever it may be? How can I improve the follow-up message? So you really want to be able to see AI, specifically ChatGPT, as your coach as well. So when you get it to create you content, I almost always ask, how can I make this better? How can I make it more engaging? How can I make it more resourceful? So you want to keep that in mind when you're using AI, ChatGPT. A lot of people have questions regarding the free version versus the paid version. It's kind of like hiring a professional versus hiring an intern. So the ChatGPT, the free version, it definitely will get you everything that you need. And especially for people who are new to using ChatGPT and AI intentionally, I always say just start off with the free version. It doesn't make sense until you're using the free version every single day for at least, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks. If you're using it that much, then that can tell you that maybe it's time for an upgrade to the free version. With the paid, sorry, to the paid version. With the paid version, you do get more accurate details, you get more deeper searches. It remembers your context better. You have different chatbot plugins, images, and different things like that available to you when you have the paid version. So when you're using it that regularly, then it does make sense to make that really small investment to literally propel your whole business. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper regarding personalizing and converting with your real estate business using AI. So things that you can use to do it is creating lead nurture campaigns. You can use it to have a CMA explainer. So when you do a CMA for a client, with me, what I like to do is I like to complete when I have a listing coming up, I like to complete a CMA, and then I'll get ChatGPT to condense it and simplify it and send that to my client ahead of time to show them this is the work that I've put in even before I come and show up at the appointment. And when I create just very simple bullet points, it's something that I can use that would take me a lot of time, but using this technology, I can do it in a matter of seconds. And now that is an extra marketing piece to get build better rapport with the sellers and hopefully get me that listing presentation. It can also help you with listing presentation scripts. A lot of times, agents, I would say, are nervous to secure the business or they're nervous to ask for the contract right there in person. ChatGPT can give you some really great objection handling. Even if you're nervous about something, saying, I have a listing presentation coming up for this. These are the buyers. They are, I don't know, Generation Z, and I'm nervous about securing the contract, or I'm nervous about asking for the listing paperwork on the spot. What can I do? Or how can I handle this better? Or what are some things I can say? So using ChatGPT and its knowledge to really just help you be more comfortable and confident in your position can definitely be a great thing. And then also even contract breakdowns. If there's questions or there's the word's skipping me right now, clauses that you think you want to put in an offer, or you don't know how to word it, or you don't know what this, you're receiving an offer, you don't know what this clause means, or something like that. It's great to be able to get some thought starters from it. I will say it's not, don't use it as a lawyer, so never skip having things reviewed by a lawyer, but it definitely can get you started and get your thoughts going in the right direction. So an example of a prompt that you can do is create a 3 email sequence to follow up with a lead who I haven't spoken to in 6 months. I think we all have some of those leads in our database, if not much longer. I know I still do. But those kind of things, you can use it to create the content to re-engage those type of leads. So things that you've been putting off and passing over for weeks, months, maybe even years, use this technology to create the content for you in a matter of seconds. And doing a few simple things up front and being consistent with it will help you to close more deals. It'll help you to get more opportunities. It'll help you to have more conversations. And that in turn is going to pay off tens of thousands of dollars back in your pocket when you get these leads done, deals done. So next we're going to talk about training ChatGPT to know you. So I've talked about this before, but I always like to review it just in case. So with your ChatGPT, some of the things that you want to make sure you include in the customization section is your bio. Every single realtor should have a bio, every single one of us. And I would say it needs to be updated at least at the longest every 5 years, but hopefully you can update it sooner, every couple years, or maybe even annually would be a great thing. You take 10 minutes once a year, just update your bio, include any recognitions, awards, any community events, uh I forget the word now. What's that thing with the board? Chambers of commerce, like any committees and things that you're a part of, add it to your bio and get ChatGPT to update it and curtail it for you. What your brand tone is, some points of your personality. If you're more of a jokester, you're more professional, you're more laid back, you're very friendly, very educational, genuine, things like that. Your niche audience, again, we should all know what our niche is. Um, Depending on where you are in your real estate career, you may not have it set right away, but definitely always working towards having a set niche. And just keep in mind, just because you have a defined niche that you tailor your marketing and your business to, doesn't mean that you can't work with any other types of clients. This is simply just where you are going to be focusing your marketing dollars and your leverage towards and showing this as your specialty. And then, of course, you're still open to help any kind of clientele. Your service list, what kind of services do you offer? Do you just work with sellers? Do you work with buyers, renters, investors, maybe condo owners, maybe just people within Hamilton or the GTA, or just this one neighborhood that you want to focus on farming, whatever that would look like. And then any key phrases that you like to use, whether it is a motto, a slogan, work hard, be kind, work hard, if you want to use the brokerage one. Um, any quotes and things like that that stand out to you, definitely be able to plug that in to ChatGPT customization, and you'll see how it will incorporate those things into your marketing and into your leverage, and it just helps to create your overall brand image, and it helps to create consistency in the marketing pieces that you're doing as well. So you really want to see this as your realtor DNA file. So ChatGPT becomes 10 times more useful when it knows who it is helping, when it knows about your business, the type of clients you service, and also what you want to accomplish going forward, what you want to use your business for. So I just want to take a quick pause and see how we're doing. Is this making sense? Is this too much overwhelming? How are you guys feeling about this information so far? Either thumbs up or good to go in the chat?
I think it's great. My issues are I feel like Dory in Finding Nemo. There's always something new coming up and I lose track and I go to the next one, right? I want ChatGPT to do everything for me, including my laundry, and I haven't figured that right prompt.
That is true. And that is something to consider. Honestly, there's always the new shiny new toy. So you definitely have to take it with a great grain of salt. But I will say ChatGPT is my staple. There's a lot of other content programs and things like that out there which say, oh, it works better than ChatGPT, or it integrates into your email kind of thing. And it's like, I feel from what I've seen in my experience, ChatGPT can do so many things that the other programs do, but just if you were to tailor it to be like that. So oftentimes, like for some of my clients, if I'm writing email campaigns for them and something like that, and they like a particular artist or something like that, I'll say, write this email, but in the style of Taki Moore, or in the style of Steve Harvey, or in the style of Tony Robbins. Like you can get it really to, it's really good at curtailing it for what you ask for. And Pina, I challenge you to go and ask it about your laundry. What are some ways that you can be better efficient at doing your laundry or looking at leverage? There is a budgeting seminar I attended last week, and it was really just mind-changing where when you really look at your numbers and see what you're spending money on, sometimes it's a simple shift. So I won't get into it, but this realtor was spending this much money on coffees every week for him and his team, and it ended up being like $1,200 each month. So that's over $10,000, closer to 15 for the whole year. So it's like instead of doing that each month, just buy a really expensive coffee espresso machine that does it all. that does it for you with just a push of a button. And something like that is just shifting your money and it's saving you time in what you do. So you can definitely use technology like this because maybe there's something else you're spending a lot of time on that you can shift so that you have the funds to maybe hire someone to do your laundry, to drop it off and pick it up for you, or you simply do something else with that time kind of thing. But sorry, I sidetracked. But getting back into the conversation, great, Lucy. I'm glad you're doing good. Vola, you as well. And I saw your thumbs up, so thanks for that. Okay, so one of the things you want to make sure that you're doing is building your client avatar. Um, this QR code should work. If you have any issues, let me know. But this is just to get this sheet as a Google document where it shows you how to train your client, your ChatGPT, to speak your client language. So it's just things that you can highlight to be able to narrow that down, where they're located, what are their goals, and being able to use that information to tailor your experience and get better results from the content. Okay, so what the AI needs to know about you, so you can either take a screenshot or write this down, but you want to make sure it knows your bio. So again, having your real estate bio is going to be really important. And it's a contact form. Okay, I'll send that out to everybody afterwards. Thank you for that, Hannah. Let's see here. So your realtor bio is going to be important, having that established and updated. Also knowing what your ideal client is. So being able to include that in your customizations instructions. Your tone, your keywords are going to be important for you to include. Your services offered, what type of areas you deal with, or if there's a certain type of clientele that you're only going to be working with. And then what's really important is your client, oh, that says paint, but it should say pain, your client pain points. So it's one of the key things you want to keep in mind when you are marketing to an audience. You don't want to just say necessarily what your services are, but you want to tailor your services and your marketing to solve their problems. That's how you're going to attract them to be your client and to generate them as a lead to work with you. So you need to figure out what are their pain points and how you can solve those issues. How you solve those issues is what your marketing is based off of. So, for example, first-time home buyers is one of the easiest, most common ones for marketing purposes, not as in leads to get. But first-time home buyers, you definitely, some of the pain points is going to be affordability, qualifying for a first mortgage, how to save up for a down payment, how to take care of a house, what to do, where to start. So you can use ChatGPT to narrow down what those pain points are and then create marketing around it. So there's a difference between posting, making a post on Instagram saying, um, I'm a real estate agent in the Hamilton area. I work really well with my clients. I dedicate all my time. I go above and beyond for them. Reach out to me for buying, selling, renting, investing, whatever it may be. There's a difference between doing that kind of general post, even though it may be very nice and you can have beautiful graphics, versus something like, are you struggling to find, are you struggling to get the full down payment? Are you, um, are you thinking about home ownership, but you don't know if you can afford the monthly cost of owning a home? We'll take a look at this or comment below to get my checklist on how to afford a home. I'll go over the topics of the key things on what the monthly utility costs are, how to prepare for the unexpected, blah, 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 blah. So when you tailor your marketing to more so be a problem solver versus just what services you offer, you're going to have better connection with clients and you're going to intrigue them and they're going to see you as an authority in the industry that you already have this system outlined for them or you already have these go-to steps figured out and ready for them to implement kind of thing. So that's one of the key importance in defining the pain points of your clients and then creating the marketing based off of that. Does everybody in here know how to customize the instructions in ChatGPT? Can I get a yes or a no? If you know where to add your custom instructions in ChatGPT. Okay, I guess no news is good news. Yes, not exactly. No problem, Ezra. Yeah, yeah. Okay, most people do. So I'll cover that at the end and show you a quick go to for that. So, what you want to think of that it is more about solving, when you're solving more problems, you're going to be getting more deals. Clients don't want all the fluff and the pretty things most of the time. They want clarity, they want instruction, they want education, they want direction. So the point is let AI help you become their go-to educator in the home buying or selling process. So you can use ChatGPT and AI to do the objection handling. Say, no worries, Hannah, we'll get you covered for that. Say, objection handling. Say you have a listing presentation coming up. I mentioned that already. So you can use that as what are some typical objections that would come up for a home seller in Hamilton, Ontario. You can do objection handling. Maybe you want to focus on building your real downline and being able to work with other agents who are as motivated as you with the same morals and the same drive and building up that real estate community. Definitely use that for objection handling. What kind of objections typically come from agents? Whatever your niche is, you want to be able to see what are the typical ones and then have set answers, have responses for that, have conversations around that. And even when your ideal client is sellers or buyers in Hamilton or whatever it may be, once you see those objections, do you got to practice it. You got to practice it to really perfect your speech around it or how you communicate with it. So grab another agent in the community. I know Pina's really good at having the script practice in the WhatsApp group. So reach out to Pina to be a part of that. And the whole point is just practice that conversation. The more you do it, the better you become at it. Niche education. So once you have who your niche is, for instance, mine is going to be sellers in Hamilton looking to upsize their home for a growing family. Once you have what your niche is, then you can use AI to get more education on it. You can say, okay, what is the typical employment profile for this type of niche? Or where is this niche spending most of their downtime? What social media platforms is this niche typically on? What time of the year is a good time to have an event for these kind of niches? What type of contact method usually works best with this type of niche kind of thing? So you can really do so many things to educate yourself more in depth on your niche. You can use it for thought leadership and looking at different ways to incorporate into your business. And even if you want to be a leader in the industry, seeing how you can position yourself in that light. And definitely with content gaps. I know social media is a big thing for everybody right now, and it can be overwhelming. Some people get overwhelmed because they think they need to post every day or they need to post 5 times every day. And although it works for some people, you definitely don't want to go from 0 to 100. So you want to do something that makes sense for your lifestyle and what you have time for. But the key thing is to be intentional about it, to plan for it, and to schedule it out. So there's a lot of AI tools. We'll go over one shortly to help you with that, to really just simplify that process and make it more manageable for you. Okay, so now we're going to do an example. And give me 1 second while I shift screens here. One of the key things you want to remember with ChatGPT, as you use it more, you'll become more comfortable with it, but you don't want to always just use simple prompts like write me a blog post for May. So you want to get used to doing things that are more detailed. When you give it more information, it's going to create better context for you. So give me 1 second. I'm just,
Corey, can I ask you a question?
of
Is
course.
there oh my God, I'm at a loss for words, a skeleton or a format that we can use to write prompts? Because it's great, but I feel like I waste so much time tweaking it. So I'd kind of like to write it out once. For example, give it a job, give it what you want, the tone and all that. But I feel like I'm always stuck tweaking it. So is it because I was told I have multiple personalities or something, so it doesn't know exactly who I am? But I also noticed that I do share it, as we had this discussion before, with my kids, right? One is a mathematician, the other one is in law school. So I'm not sure if it really gets to know me.
Yeah, so that is a great point. So your first part of structure, I will say there's no one set structure for it because there's so many different things that it can do. But overall, I would say you need to tell it what you want to do, give it a tone or personality on how to say it, and then tell it what you want to get out of it. So tell it what to do, how to say it, and what you want out of it. Keeping those general things, I would say would be best for most scenarios, but it can vary. And that is a great opportunity for you to go on ChatGPT and ask it. Say, what is a good formula I can use to give you better instructions to get the most out of my output? And it'll give you something for it too.
I've
And
actually used
then
it, sorry, to write out its own prompts. So I'll ask it, like, give me a prompt that I can get you to do this for me, right? But I still find I have to tweak it a bit. So sometimes,
yeah, for sure. And that's a great thing about it. Like literally you can ask it anything and it'll give you some kind of value. So you can ask it exactly that. Ask it what are the best types of prompts to be able to use for this type of scenario or this type of scenario. With you, your situation's a bit unique because everybody's using the same one. So because there is you have access to the free accounts, I would say create one just for your real estate business that you can have it tailored to. Um, it's just going to be a lot easier and cut down on that stress that you're having due to the different profiles. Um, Over here, they have this project section where you can actually just hit plus, and it's just basically a folder. So projects keep chats, files, and custom instructions in one place. So you can use them for ongoing work or just keeping things tidy. So I have a lot of projects for my different clients, or one for my social media planning, one for my listing client profiles and things like that. So you can do stuff like that to try and organize it a little bit better. But overall, to have it give you the best results, you're going to have want to have one just for your real estate business. So while we're here, before we do this prompt, actually, while we're here, I'm going to go up here and show you guys. So when you're on your profile, you're going to click your initials for your profile and then say customize ChatGPT. So right within here is where you're going to have those custom instructions. So it gives you some ideas of things to start off with. What should it call you? What do you do? Traits about you. You can click this little information, but it just tells you, you can tell ChatGPT how to do things. How formal or professional of a tone, casual or chatty, be opinionated and things like that. So for example, with mine, I like to speak in a compassionate and understanding way, always looking to educate my audience, never start an email with such and such. I like to build trust. I don't like to sound too salesy, and it goes on and on. I put that I live in Canada, so always say province instead of state. I always like to use the trademark realtor, things like that, and how you want it to speak. And then it has some shortcuts there. And then anything else that you want ChatGPT to know about you. So in here, I included my real estate bio. So it knows about me, it knows about my business, it knows some of my accomplishments, some of the things that I'm a part of. What you do want to keep in mind, ChatGPT, you don't want to, because it's on the web, you don't want to put your personal details in here. With me, I'm okay putting my phone number and email because these are my designated business ones. So this is my designated business number that I have online everywhere already. And then this is my work email that I have on there already. So I'm okay including those. And then I have it enabled for new chats. So that's how you customize it to give it a good base of who you are. That way, when you tell it, write me an email for a first-time home buyer, you're never going to get the same um, response as somebody else because it's always going to be customized to your instructions that you put up there. Okay, so Pete, I think I covered your two questions. And Ezra and Hannah, you're covered on how to add your custom instructions. So I'm going to pop back in. If any more questions come up, just put them in the chat or unmute yourself and we can get those covered.
I think when we did the Power Hour, you went through some prompts that you basically read for us that they were really good. You also gave us some apps that you're using that they were really good and some gadgets that you use that they were really good. If you were to go over that, that would be great.
Yeah, we can cover those as well. Thank you for those reminders. Okay, so I'm just showing you a demo. You know what, I'm gonna put this in the Zoom chat so you guys can copy this if you wanted to. So, or just adjust it to yourself. But write a blog post for downsizers. I'm gonna put in Hamilton, explaining why now is a good time to list. Be genuine, show the value of using me as their realtor, show the value of my brokerage reel, build rapport, focus on Canadian terms, use simple language, give 3 tips, have a CTA, which is a call to action to generate leads for my business, capture their intention, and encourage them to engage. So this is an example. When I'm giving ChatGPT a prompt to do, usually I just do a brain dump. That's what I think of. Whatever I want it to do, whatever thoughts I'm like, oh, this would be cool. I want it to do this or that. I just put it all in here and then see what it can give me. And then I always could tailor it from there. I would say even with me and how much I use ChatGPT, I would say most of the time it's never perfect right away. So I just continue to customize it until I'm happy with it. But the point is, it's a lot faster than doing it on my own, without this technology. So thinking about downsizing in Hamilton, here's why now is a great time to make your move. Da, 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 da. Here it is. Here's the 3 tips why they should work with me. And then I'll have a call to action for a consultation. So, and it's really good at giving feedback. You can see here, do you like this personality? You can tell it yes or no if it's in the right lines or not. And from here, I can say, create me an email campaign to go along with this. Ooh. Technology is not always perfect. Let's try this again. Okay, I just need to refresh. So now it's creating an email campaign to go along with that. Thinking about downsizing, here's why now is the right time. Email 1, email 2, and so on. And then from here, I'm going to stop it. You can say, create me social media content, and you can tailor it to each platform. But some other things you can do are like what we talked about before. What are some common objection from this niche? And that's a great thing with ChatGPT. Even if you don't spell things perfectly, it knows what you mean. So now it's going to tell me what their common objections are. And again, these are their pain points. So now once I know these, I can now say, tailor the email campaign to address the pain. Let me just stop it there. So again, you can just incorporate that into the content that you're already creating. And again, now turn it into social media. So you want to keep in mind, ChatGPT will do what it tells you, but sometimes what you ask it to do is not really what you type to do is not really what you wanted in your mind. So yes, at first it gave me an email to send. And yes, you could send this email, but it could be better. Now that I've addressed the pain points, it's now more strategic. And even from here, again, I make this better and get more engagement. So now that I've got the content and I think this is where I want it to be, now I ask it, how can I make it better? And it's going to tell you what exactly that you want to do. You want to use personal stories, relatable examples, add a gentle PS at the end of each email, include soft questions at the end, use buttons for your call to action, tease what's coming next, bonus, like it gives you all this useful information on what to do next. Okay, so now we're going to switch back. We're still doing okay? Everybody still with me?
Always.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so that's going just from the example. So you can also create a client journey with ChatGPT, which I suggest everybody should have. Your client journey is kind of like your to-do list, your checklist of what you want to do. So you could say, create me a buyer onboarding journey for first-time home buyers in Ontario. So for different types of clients you work with or different niches, you should have it outlined because what you want to think is when you're doing it yourself, you have it all in your head, but you want to get to that point where you're thinking of future planning. Once you build up your business consistently, you're going to get to the point of being overwhelmed doing it all yourself. So you want to have a structure in place so that when you hire an admin or you hire a buyer agent or you hire whoever, you have a system in place for them to work off of already. So establishing these client journeys or these checklists on what you do right now will definitely benefit you in the future, and it can always be updated later on, but it's better that you have it established. So you can include welcome emails, reminders about your next steps. AI can really just help you set out the expectations, reduce the overwhelm, and helps you to look incredibly polished. So this is just an example. In under 2 minutes, ChatGPT gave me all of these emails when I said write a 6-part email nurture sequence for first-time home buyers in Ontario. So the first email is nice to meet you. Then it goes into the 5 buyer step roadmap. Now let's talk money. How much can you really afford? House hunting tips. What happens when you make an offer? Are you still looking? Let's check in kind of thing. So it's just showing you the power of um, what AI can do for you in a matter of seconds. So one of the new, and this came from our real meeting, I think a month or two ago, but one of the platforms I'm integrating now into my business is real estate content AI. So I'm going to show you guys as an example just how quick AI can be. So let's see. This is still recording. Yep, on the screen. So for instance, what I love about this is, and this is one of the platforms that I say ChatGPT can certainly do this, but this platform encompasses it all in one for you, and it includes the graphics, which I know is a pain point for a lot of people. But let's say for here, you start with suggesting a topic. I've put in my client database already as realtors instead of buyers or sellers, but something here is how to manage your time better and serve more clients. So it suggests topics that are already SEO optimized that you can choose from, that it's already scouted the web for your niche, your clientele. So you pick a topic, you say generate, you pick what days you want. I know I'll just go over this quickly because I know we've probably all seen this. I'm going to include Instagram, Facebook. I don't have Twitter, but because of this, I may actually get a Twitter because it'll be so easy. And then blog. Blogs are a new thing that are really trending and doing well. But within a matter of minutes, it creates all the content for you, which again, ChatGPT can do. But this, one of the things I love, it just schedules it out to all of the platforms at the same time. And that in itself is very time consuming and very well worth it. So we'll give that a minute to go. Let's see. Okay, I won't wait too long on that because I know we've all probably seen that already. Okay, so that's an example of helping you with your social media, a platform that can put it all in one for you. Another fun one that I went over in our last Power Hour is Suno. So Suno AI is a great thing, just a fun AI technology to help you be more connected with clients and help you to stand out. So I showed this one last time. This is a song. This is an example when you have a client and they just got the deal, their offer's firm, and they're buying a house at 123 Anywhere Street in Hamilton. You can create them their own personal song and say, actually, let me see if it shows the prompt. It doesn't show the prompt, but I said create a song for my buyers who just secured 123 Anywhere Street. They're closing in April. Um, and make it, I think I said make it trendy, add some bass kind of thing.
Keys turned, it's a brand new day. 123 Anywhere Straight is where we'll stay. Hamilton skies paint the dream so high. This family grows under April sky. Welcome home, let the walls shake with laughs. Every step we take is a brand new path. Dancing in the kitchen to the beat of our hearts.
That's an example one that you can do. I haven't listened to this one yet, but I created one for our meeting today. So let's listen and see what this is about. I said, create me a song for real agents listening to Tory's webinar about AI.
In the room we sit and wait, quiet eyes anticipate. Community buzz, it fills the air. Agents gather everywhere. Tory's voice, it cuts the noise. Taking life anew with Kipper-wise. AI bright, it lights the night. Giving data human side.
Okay, so just an example. I would tailor that one a little bit. Val, you want to dance. But yeah, just an examples of different things you can do. Let's say you're hosting a first-time webinar, a home buyers webinar online, or even in person, or a webinar for downsizers, whatever your client niche may be. If you're hosting a webinar and you can play a custom song like that, I think that's amazing. So I've created one, two, I think 4 songs on there, and that's still on the free account. So even for you guys to just go and give it a try and create something, I think that's definitely a great value and a fun to have kind of thing. Okay. Okay, so just circling back to the advanced prompts. So again, giving more information, you're going to get more out of it. So this is another example of something you can do. Give me 10 lead generation ideas for a realtor in Chatham, Ontario, who specializes in moving up buyers and families or upsizers. Give me an outline of how to prepare, an approximate budget, and timeline, how to follow up, partners I can bring in, and how to use my brokerage as leverage for promotions and networking, what systems I should use, and a social media calendar to go along with it. So this now it'll give you 10 ways to have lead gen events, or tactics, whether online or in person. And it's going to tell you these are the things that you can do, and you just get all these things from it. It tells you how much you can spend, how long you need to plan, when you need to start marketing. Like you can use it as your marketing, let's say marketing coach as well. So for the sake of time, I won't do that prompt, but I can, well, you guys can take a screenshot of it. So I'll leave that up for a second in case. But reach out to me, of course, if you want that prompt. And then also creating a business plan with AI. So using it, a lot of people, it can do really good an analysis of your business. A lot of people kind of get overwhelmed saying, I don't know what a business plan should look like. I don't know where to start. Just start with one sentence. Say, you know what? I want to go from last year I made 80,000. This year I want to make 150,000. Show me how many calls, appointments, and deals I need. And just start from there. And then once it gives you some kind of output, depending on what it is, tailor it from there, saying, okay, what should my weekly schedule look like? How many YouTube videos do I need to post? How many webinars? Like ask it questions saying, okay, you gave me this information. How do I do this now? Or how do I do this part? How do I implement it? So just think of it as having a conversation. Think of it as your personal coach. And they're telling you this is what you need to do, and break it down. Okay, how do I do this? Give me some examples. What does this look like? So overall, just don't overthink the whole planning aspect of it. Let AI give you the numbers, and you can build off your habits and your systems around it. So this will give you a general, well, it can give you a very customized plan, but one of the things people always fall through with is the accountability part of it. So there is a new feature in AI task, which is great. So you can set a task for yourself now, where every Monday you're going to get a notification on ChatGPT or an email saying, how are you doing with your business planning? Are you following up with your steps kind of thing? Have you made all your social media posts kind of thing? So ChatGPT is kind of like a scheduler now to help you a little bit more with that accountability. So you have that available. Okay, so this is what I would say everybody's to-do list. These are 5 things I think are manageable, and I would highly suggest for everybody to do to get more intentional with your time with AI. So get it to write you 3 emails. Either 3 emails that you need to respond to today or 3 emails that you know are coming up. Plan it from now. Map out at least one client journey, whichever client niche you want to, or type of client you want to focus on. Get it to plan you 1 month's worth of Instagram post. So you can be very general, say, create me a content calendar for Instagram for the month of May, or whichever month it may be, and see what it comes up with. And whatever it comes up with, again, ask it questions. How do I do this? Or what did you mean by this? How can I make it better? Improve one piece of content. I highly suggest everybody to go to one of your Instagram or Facebook posts from like a year ago and copy and paste that into ChatGPT now and say, how can I improve this? How can I revitalize this? How can I update this? How can I make this more engaging? So take content that you've already done and just look at ways at revitalizing it, I would say. And then definitely try this. Reverse engineer your 2025 income. So whatever income goals you want to accomplish this year, reverse engineer it. Say, I want to make this amount of money. How do I do that? Or I want to deal with this many buyers, this many sellers. How do I do that? And just reverse engineer. This is what you want to accomplish. This is how you should do it. This is your quarterly goals. What are my monthly goals? What should my weekly goals be? Kind of thing, and reverse engineer that. And just keep in mind, everybody can be one PDF away from getting more emails and leads from your website. Zoning in from your website, what pieces of value do you have accessible there for buyers and sellers, for your clientels? Should you create some kind of a guide? Should you create some kind of reports, either monthly reports, the stats that we get from our MLS, or maybe reports on a specific neighborhood? What kind of checklists can you create for home owners or home buyers? Not just a checklist to get your house listing ready, but a checklist for the month of May, or a checklist on how to clean out that garage, or a checklist on how to, whatever it may be, some kind of a checklist. So just keep in mind, AI builds it and then you brand it. You customize it and tailor it to be more like you and how you would speak and how you want to help and engage your audience. And there's I'll go over the list afterwards, but there's great AI applications out there to be able to um, do the branding side of things for you. So Vala said checklist to clean yeah, checklist to clean out the garage, right? So just think of, and sometimes I go to ChatGPT and I say that, and I say, I want to create a checklist, or I want to create a content for home sellers. Give me some ideas that are not typical, or give me some ideas that real estate agents don't typically talk about, kind of thing, just to think outside of the box. And I've had some cool ideas that I've built off of from that. So definitely, again, use it as your coach and to chime in.
Thank you so much, Tori. It's a lot of information and really, really good prompts that people should start implementing. ChatGPT really makes it so much easier, but it does not replace you. You know, I was hearing before, it still doesn't give me the final product. No, it doesn't, but probably saves you 80% of the time that you would take to even come up with the content. And then from there, you can tweak it in 20% of the time. So I'm a huge fan of ChatGPT, and I use it every day, and I use it for almost everything. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope you guys took a lot of it. I know last time you sent us an email with like a PDF with all sorts of resources. If you can send that to Pina and she would add it and send it to the group through an email, if you guys want it, that would be fantastic. It's really, really useful. I have it saved and implemented quite a number of things in that list. Thank you so much. Yeah,
You're welcome. Yeah, I'll send that over to Pina. And of course, if you guys have any questions, reach out anytime.
sounds good. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Tori.